4th and goal to go to 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
All right, welcome to the Gridiron, baby. If you can give this video a thumbs up and maybe share this video, that would be absolutely freaking phenomenal. If you subscribe to my channel, thank you. If not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way next time I go live or if I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose? It's totally free of charge. But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you want to help support my channel, description box below, very top link, takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. Each one has their own little perks to them. So once again, if you want to help support my channel, it would mean so much to me. And I thank you in advance. Once again, thank you. And then finally, just underneath that link, in the description box, there's another link. It takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, The Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. We have 10,000 members in the group, and it is doing simply marvelous. Basically, if I'm alive and breathing out, if I got internet access, I am putting stuff in this group darn near 365. It's called the New York Giants, The Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Please join it. You will not be dissatisfied. I promise. Well, here we are again, guys. Here we are again. 999 time out of the last 1,000 years. Giants starting 0-2. 999 trillion time out of 1 quadrillion. We're starting 0-2. Unbelievable. It's like Groundhog's Day. Just like every year, the same thing over and over. Over and over. Right? All right, let me move this here. Where are we at here? What happened there? No. Oh, well. I got rid of it. Thought I had it. Anyway. Yeah. I mean, just O's and 2's. I mean, just, it's like, I don't know, it's like Frosty the Snowman. I'll be back again next year. 0-2 for the New York Giants. I'll be back again next year. Unbelievable. And it just once again, I ain't telling nobody nothing. It's just so frustrating. And I'm going to go a little more in depth in detail. I got so many things to talk about here. I'm going to go over a little more in depth in detail about this somewhere in the next hour or two. But they're just finding new ways to lose. It's what's it going to be this week? How are we going to lose to the Kansas City Chiefs? How are we going to lose to the Chargers? What are going to happen? I mean, it's just absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable. There was like nothing down the middle, right down the middle, nothing. It was either what we did was really good or what we did was just absolute straight trash. And everything for good that we had one thing that's of straight trash just to kind of cancel it all out. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. The offense was, obviously was very, very, very good. But then, it was like what happened last week against the Commanders, right? The offense really kind of let us down. The defense kept us in the game. Defense gave up a ton of yards. Defense this week gave up, once again, a ton of yards. We're going to be talking about that in a little bit. But the defense kept us in the game. It was 14-6, like halfway, 5, 6, 7 minutes left to go in the game, whatever it was. And we gave up that other touchdown to make it 21. But we were right there. The defense actually gave up 35,000 yards, and everything. And it certainly could have been worse. But, defense kept us in the game, and just the offense couldn't get it done. This week is like the total exact opposite, right? This week, the offense was just walking up and down the field, of course, I'm going to go over this in a bit. We had to go like 3,700 yards, I think, on one of the drives to get a field goal. Wow, I've never seen that before either. I'm going to talk about that in just a bit here. But, 500 yards of offense. I mean, Russell Wilson throwing those beautiful moon balls. Now, to go into the game, Bland was out. The Dallas secondary was was a little dinged up, and we took advantage of it. Good. So that's what you're supposed to do. We really didn't get the running game established, but we really didn't have to. I mean, if you got like 300 yards receiving between like Malik and Wandale, I mean, throw the ball, baby, throw it deep, right? That's what we did. Marcus Bowe, very, very impressive. We're going to talk about the guy. We're going to talk about the moron he replaced in just a little bit here too. But it looks like Marcus Bowe stepped in first game, live bullets for the most part and everything. And he was in against the Commanders for, I don't know, not many plays. He was one of the guys that actually almost tried to tackle, apparently. It looked like Scadaboo in the Commander game. Scadaboo took the handoff. I think we were down toward the goal line, and he took the handoff, and somehow Marcus Bowe was like 4 yards in the backfield getting plowed over. So I don't know exactly what happened there, but so Scadaboo had to run over Bowe, who was in the backfield, and try to pick up some, But this was his first big, obviously full-time game after we sat the moron down, right? So, he played left tackle and right tackle in preseason. So, yeah, you know what? I'm kind of thinking the only problem is I think we signed the moron. You don't know who the moron is. We're talking about Hudson the third. I think we signed him for multiple years. I think 2. Maybe we can get out of that. What do you think? Because we signed a guy to be a swing tackle, right? And if Bo can play right tackle and left tackle without getting, 39 penalties on one drive, well, maybe we should think about keeping having Bo being maybe the swing tackle. We'll have to wait and see. Very, very interesting to see. Obviously, after I'm putting the cart before the horse, but after the season's over with, okay. Because Luminor, this is his second season. He only signed for a 2-year deal. He only wanted a short contract. So, does he want to come back? Do we want him to come back? He's not doing too badly for us. He's not over the hill by any stretch of the imagination, right? Or do we have, or what's going on with Andrew Thomas at the end of the season, right? Is he injured again, right? Or can we maybe hope and pray that maybe he can make it through a full season healthy? So we'll have to wait and see. But this does open up options for the Giants as far as after the season's over with, maybe as far as the offensive line, or do we have to look for another tackle in the draft? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But I mean, there was obviously so many good things in with this game. The defense. I mean, to be true, they were gassed. I was listening to Big Blue Kickoff Live, and Sexy was out there. Big Blue Kickoff Live, and Paul Dottino was talking about, because he's at the games, and he was looking at one of the plays. I mean, because Dallas was just running, it was just tiring the Giants out, and they were gassed. The same kind of way that the Commanders had us last week. We were just kind of getting on that one drive that they scored the touchdown. They're just tired, right? But he said one of the plays, Sexy, got down. I think he got down, I guess, in the 3-point stance or whatever. He got down, I guess, on his knees, and it took him like about a half an hour to get his other hand down. He was just like, he was tired. He was worn out. The thing is unfortunate because he's not in football shape. Right, it's going to take him quite a few weeks to get his. Now, maybe because we're going up against the Chiefs, Mahomes and Jones, the top 2. Right, although there's nobody when Sexy is game shape ready. Okay, that if he can come back to looking at what he did last season, right? I mean, there's nobody better. But we're going against Jones next week, so battle of the two Titans. Okay, obviously, you can obviously probably put them both 1A and 1B or whatever, as far as maybe interior defensive linemen in the league. Okay, so they're going to want to play real good. They're not obviously going up against each other, but when they're on the field, I mean, one's going to want, neither one's going to get outdone, right? Plus, also huge game for both teams. Now, of course, you can see with the Chiefs next week. Obviously, they got Super Bowl aspirations on their mind. The Giants don't. But I mean, for the Chiefs to go 0-3, but I mean, any team to go 0-3 and actually try to think about making the playoffs is not good, not good at all. There was lots of good, lots of bad. I mean, I remember I was looking at some of the stats on online and all, because you can't get the stats while you're watching the game. And so as I was watching them online, it's like halfway through the second quarter. I think that what did they wind up with? The Cowboys had like 2 first downs, like almost halfway through the second quarter. Some early second quarter, halfway. It was like, damn, the defense is, yeah. This is what I'm talking about. The defense, baby. Woo! They gave up like 50 yards of offense, and after the first and into the second quarter. I'm like, damn, baby, we're shutting them down, baby. Woo! So the Cowboys wind up with, let's see what I got here. Team stats. They started with 2. They went up with 32. So basically, in between the third quarter, the fourth quarter, and overtime, and like half of the, so in like 3.5 quarters, they got 30 first downs. You know how hard it is to get 30 first downs? 30 first downs. And then like the last 3.5 quarters, the Cowboys went from like 50 yards of offense. Where'd they go? 50 yards of offense. What was it? 478. So they got like 420 yards of offense in the last 3.5 quarters. I mean, it just 30 first downs in the last like 3.5, including overtime, 3.5 quarters. 30 first downs. They average almost 10 first downs a quarter for the remainder of the second quarter, the third, the fourth, and overtime, because overtime is only 10 minutes long, right? So basically, almost like the last 3 quarters, they averaged 10 first downs a quarter. 10. You know how hard it is to do that? 32 first downs. The Giants at one time had I think it was like 7-2 as far as first downs lead. The Giants wound up with 22 first downs, and the Cowboys had 32. So we got out torched by 30-15 in the first downs in like the last 3.5 quarters or so. 30-15. Thing is, I mean, to be fair, the Giants didn't necessarily need the first downs, because when you're launching passes from midfield and they're going for touchdowns, hey, you don't need first downs, right? But just goes to show you, Malik, he's the man. One of the things that Dallas did do, okay, and how well did he do? I forgot. Let's see. Let's get the box score here. See, one of the things that Dallas did, okay, over the offseason, okay. I didn't do too bad. See, they also, they got obviously they got ABCD Lamb, right? Now he had 9 receptions for 112 yards. Okay. 9 receptions out of 11 targets, including overtime, right? So he had 112 yards. So, I mean, very, very good. But they also had Ferguson. But what they did do in the offseason, they got Pickens in here. Now, Pickens wound up with 5 catches for 68 yards. And he wound up with a touchdown. He had a 27-yarder. So he had 5 catches out of 9 targets. All right. But, the Giants would probably behoove them if they could get somebody else. I mean, because, Darius is Darius. I love Darius. Darius can be on the team. But he wound up, we played almost 5 full quarters. Almost 5 full quarters. Darius wound up with 2 receptions for 61 yards. He averaged 30 as long as it was 52. Okay. And of course, there was a pass interference. Now, there was 2 guys down there. So if it wasn't a pass interference, I don't know if he would have caught the pass or not. But he wound up with 2 receptions. between Wandale and Nabers, we went up 17. They caught 17 out of Wilson's 30 balls, 30 completions. Right? We had, what was it, 309 yards between the two of them. Right, 17 for 3. Wandale at 17.8 yards. Remember last year he averaged 6.9 yards of reception. Well, here he had 17.8. Malik 18.6 yards of reception. I mean, just unbelievable, simply amazing. But one thing that the Giants, especially if they can ever get this offensive line, I mean, let's see what the Giants obviously didn't necessarily have to run the ball. Okay, because when you what did Wilson wind up with? I mean, Wilson had 450 yards passing. You got sacked 3 times. 450 yards passing. Average 11 yards a pass attempt, which is phenomenal. 11 yards a pass attempt. I mean, phenomenal. Well, he averaged like 3 or 4 last week against the Commanders, but this week, 11. His quarterback rating was 123. What was Dak's? Dak's was 96. But Dak was 38 out of 52, 361 yards. So I mean, he once he started catching fire, he caught fire. I mean, he was really, really good. Dak did what Dak did, right? But let's see, rushing, we ran 21 times for 84 yards. So it's 4 yards a carry. But the thing is that you take Russell Wilson, had a long of 15. Scatterbo had a long of 24. You take those, just say that between those two, just say it was 40 yards between those two. Means we had 19 carries for 40 yards. All the other guys, 19 carries for 40 yards. Once again, 2 yards a carry. Can't get it done. Now, if we can ever get our best offensive lineman back on the field, Andrew Thomas, maybe the run game might pick up a little bit. We'll have to wait and see. But, I mean, the Giants' run game, once again, if you can throw the ball, throw it. You can complete 40. The Giants, I think they had 8 plays of over 20 yards. Maybe it was 8 plays of over 20 of at least 24 yards. Because Scatterbo's run was for 24 yards. I think that's what I heard. 8 plays of at least 24 yards. They had the one run, Scatterbo, got down to the half-yard line or whatever it was. And then Wilson had 7 completions, apparently, of at least 24 yards. So when you can throw the ball like that, and, Wilson only got sacked 3 times, which included overtime as well. So not too bad. You can live with that. So throw the ball, right? Throw it. If you can throw it like that, throw it. But, the hopefully maybe when Thomas comes back, maybe the run game might open up a little bit, right? If we got Andrew Thomas out there. So we'll have to wait and see. But, once again, as always, it's going to be another interesting offseason. But obviously I'm putting the cart before the horse. I said there was a lot of good. There was a lot of bad. And it's just, once again, it's just draining. It's just like, Groundhog's Day. How are we going to lose this week, right? The Giants are now 9-27 since 2023, right? 6-11, 3-14, now 0-2. We're 9-27 over the past 3 seasons. We've only won 9 games. And I don't even know. I think the Eagles have lost 9 games in the same time. I think they lost maybe 7 in 26 or 7. They lost. No, the 6. Yeah, okay, 6 and then 3. Yeah, so the Eagles have only lost 9 games in the past between 2023, 24, and 25. In the past 3 seasons, 9 games. We've won 9 games in the past 3 seasons. 9-27. And once again, since, 2013, we started 0-2, almost like, just let me see. Gotta pop this up here. All right, where are we at here? Oh, here we are. Okay, so let me rattle this stuff off here. Okay, so, all right, in 2013, we were 0-2. 2014, we were 0-2. 2015, we were 0-2. 2016, when we went to the playoffs, we started 2-0. 2022, we started 2-0. So the only since 2013, right? So this is what? It's the 13 season. The last 13 seasons, the Giants have started 2-0 two times. And both those times they went to the playoffs. And one other time, we started 2023, we started 1-1. 2023. So other than that, let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9, 10. Okay. 21. We're 5-21 in our first two games of the season since 2013. 5-21 the first two games of the season. We're basically 1-1 out of every 5 games. We have a winning percentage. Actually, it's even less, right? Less. Let me see. What is our winning percentage? Let's see here. I don't know how to do this. Is that right? 26. Okay, yeah. Our winning percentage since 2013, first two games of the season. In the last 13 seasons, our first two games of the season, our winning percentage is 192. I mean, 10 out of the last 13 seasons, we've started 0-2. 10 out of the last. And the only time, the only two times that we started 2-0, we went to the playoffs. And it's a shame because, you figure with the, obviously we didn't deserve to win either game. The better teams won. It is what it is. But, we had chances. We had plenty of chances against the Commanders. The offense just couldn't get it done. We were down 14-6 halfway through the fourth quarter. It was a one-score game. Just couldn't get it done. Here, we had so many chances. I mean, they got the ball. The nice thing I liked about was that when the Giants scored the touchdown to go ahead by 3 points, it was 25 seconds left. So what they did was obviously they kicked it, so the Cowboys had to return it. So the Cowboys, I think it went from 25 seconds down to 19 seconds, and they got it out to the 32-yard line. So they just chewed up 6 seconds of the clock. Of course, they got it out to the 32, though. You like to use it. I mean, that's not too good, but they had 19 seconds and still couldn't get it done. Couldn't get it done. I mean, that one pass to Ferguson down the middle. Just once you're at the 50-yard line, they can bring their kicker in and kick a 900-yard field goal. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's just just so demoralizing. I like to say you get used to it after a while, but it's not nice. It'd be nice to have the shoe on the other foot somewhere. We're actually winning football games. Because I really believe we got some good players on this team.